What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Common Sense Living, the show where we dive into financial and economic trends, gold and silver, and different business topics. So, in today's video, I want to talk about a possible stacking strategy I've been thinking about for some time in order to get a 10-ounce gold bar. Now, to me, for me personally, the 10-ounce gold bar, it's always been sort of my white whale. It's pretty much always been out of my price range in terms of getting it in one shot. And for the foreseeable future, with the way things are going, I don't see myself quickly having the money to be able to buy this in just one straight go. Now, in case you're not familiar, right now, 10-ounce gold bars, they're going for around $20,500, really starting in that range and going up. Obviously, the premiums on this are not very high because there's not so much demand for these. Um, but for me, it's something I want to have at one point down the road. So, one thing I've been thinking more and more about doing is some sort of trading up to get that 10-ounce bar. Now, some might say trading out 10 1 ounce coin, 10 1 ounce gold coins, it's not an equal trade. And that's something I definitely agree with. Um, Even though the gold amount is the same, having that smaller portions of gold, those 10 1 ounce gold coins, it's definitely a better deal. You're paying higher premiums for each of these. But one thing I have been thinking more and more about doing and looking into is trading possibly 8 or 9 gold 1 ounce coins and then just making up that difference in cash. Now, there's obviously advantages and disadvantages to doing this. One of the big disadvantages is that I might be able to negotiate a pretty good deal since the premiums on those 1 ounce gold coins, they're going to be higher than a 10-ounce gold bar. Those are more illiquid. A dealer could be stuck and unable to move a 10-ounce gold bar. They may be willing to part ways with it and really come down a little bit in price if I'm able to go out and maybe trade 8 or 9 and then make up that difference in cash. And it makes sense. It would make sense for a dealer as those 10 1 ounce coins or 8 or 9 gold coins would be easier to sell. Now, one other advantage is a trade like this kind of takes the sting out of getting one of these bars since I'm not having to spend $20,000 all at once. That's just something that, with my current financial situation, and I think with most people, it's not something where you can just log online and you can just buy something. It, for me, it definitely takes a big sting out of that purchase. Now, one other advantage in doing this is that I'm able to sort of dollar cost average in a way since I'll be stacking the gold over years and not have to worry about timing the market. So if I bought it straight up and the price of gold dropped, it could end up costing me thousands of dollars in terms of the purchase. And again, I don't really buy precious metals for the short term. I buy them for the long term, like I think most stackers do. But this is something that it allows me to kind of buy smaller amounts and then just kind of trade up for an equal asset over time. Now, in my situation, I could keep trying to get several ounces a year, 2 to 3 ounces, possibly bump that up some years, 4 to 5 ounces. And down the road, it would definitely make this doable in terms of doing a trade. Now, on the surface, um, there's a lot of disadvantages to doing this. As one of my listeners pointed out recently, a transaction over $10,000, it's probably going to trigger some sort of IRS flag. Probably not a taxable event with you buying it, but reportable, or maybe the dealer has to report this in terms of who's buying it. And I imagine that's to the excuse for that is really around money laundering or something similar. But I'm not familiar how it works too much on the buy side. If you're familiar how this would happen, definitely write it in the comments as I'm always curious to learn from my audience. Now, others might suggest trading up in some sort of under the table manner. something that the government wouldn't be able to track or see. But then you kind of run into that possibility if you're buying from someone, say from like a Facebook group or something, that you could definitely get a counterfeit gold bar or some sort of mix. So, one other advantage that I want to talk about that I didn't mention earlier is that this is something that could definitely be handed down to my son personally. It'd be something free of estate taxes, free of gift taxes, and that's something else I think would be a positive. Of course, other metals as well, but I think when you have something that's so valuable, it's definitely something that when someone gets, they're gonna look into to moving it the way they want to move it. Now, many people have no interest in getting something like this, getting a 10 ounce gold bar, and they'd rather just stack 1 ounce gold coins or silver. And I get that, but for me, this is something I might try and do. And if I can get a good deal and find a bar I really like, it's something I'll definitely look into down the road. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and please consider subscribing to the channel if you're not subscribed. Thanks a lot.